Hey guys, welcome to Technibility, your source for no-nonsense tech. Alright, we got a great comparison here today for you guys, the iPhone 6 Plus versus the iPhone 6. Now you may be wondering, what's the point of this comparison, right? They're both very similar. They're pretty much the same phone, except one's bigger, one's smaller, but we are going to go ahead and look at a few different features that they both have that make them unique and what makes them different, and hopefully help you guys make your decision on which one you want to buy. All right, over here on the right hand side of me, to me, you have the iPhone 6. The iPhone 6, of course, has a 4.7-inch Retina display rendering 326 pixels per inch, an A8 processor with M8 GPU. You have a gorgeous display and a gorgeous build, in my opinion. It's 6.9 millimeters, in other words, it's super thin. You can see the ports on the bottom as well as the microphone and the speaker. You have the power button now on the side because it might be too high up for you to push the power button up here. You have the SIM card tray, the volume rockers, the vibrate mode, nothing on top. You have the 8 megapixel camera with flash, the Apple logo, and all the text on the bottom. Of course, you have the plastic antennas down below. So the camera does protrude, and Apple did that because they didn't want to compromise the size. So what they did was they made the camera protrude out, which could be an issue if you put your phone flat down on its back. But nonetheless, it's a beautiful device, Touch ID sensor. The screen does have that curve on the sides. It's beautiful. It's got great viewing angles, great in direct sunlight, solid lux rating. It's bright. So we're definitely big fans of the design cues that they have here with the iPhone 6. All right, so putting the iPhone 6 down, let's go ahead and look at the 6 Plus. The 6 Plus is a little thicker, 7.1 millimeters in thickness. Same story with the camera, protrudes out, but again, they didn't want to compromise size. 8 megapixel with optical image stabilization. This is the gold one, 64 gigabyte Verizon. You can see the logo on the back, the ports and everything. Again, power button on the side, SIM card tray, volume rockers, vibrate, and nothing up top. Now go ahead and just looking at them side by side or on top of each other, you can see the size difference, right? I mean, that's ridiculous. And really, they're pretty much the exact same phone, except one is bigger, 5.5-inch 1080p display rendering 401 pixels per inch. So it's cool that this is the first time that Apple has added a 1080p display onto their phone. So that's pretty cool, right, guys? I think so. All right, so this is still Retina. You can see the difference. I mean, even if I was to zoom in a little bit, all right, you could see the difference in quality. I don't know if you're going to get really a good visual here on this camera, but nonetheless, the quality is slightly better on the 6 Plus. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom back out. All right, now going ahead and looking at both devices, you can see the size difference here, 4.7 versus 5.5, and of course that affects the software as well. Now you can adjust the icon size on both, make them smaller, bigger. Now one thing here with the iPhone 6 or the 6 Plus, all right, now you can see, if you put the setting to standard here, if I was to rotate now, I have the landscape and portrait mode. So if you have a stand, for example, you can utilize it like this, and you can see in text messages, your little icons show up, and you can actually have the text show up here on the right. You don't have this feature with the 6, you do have it with the 6 Plus, and the same applies for emails as well. So if I was to go to my mail, for example, you can see how the layout is on that. So I think that's pretty cool that they've added that. Of course, auto rotation works everywhere on the iPhone 6 except the home screen, so of course I can auto rotate here if I was to unlock it, of course, auto rotate on the browser, etc., etc. Now going back to the home screen here, you can see again everything looks similar, everything looks the same. You have two absolutely gorgeous screens, in my opinion, two absolutely beautiful designs as well. You could just see looking at them in these angles right here, and in my opinion both of them are unique in their own way. If you don't want a bigger screen, a bigger phone, then you can definitely go with the 4.7. They're still selling the 5C and the 5S as well, FYI, in case you guys are wondering. So looking at the comparisons now of, say, the notification centers, they're both the same. Again, you could see if I was to rotate this, the notification center will rotate, or it should rotate as well. There we go. See the notification center rotated. You get the control center as well rotated. It's like an iPad, basically. Close out of it, come back. All right, you have the control centers, which you can't customize yet. All right, hopefully with jailbreak you could. Just opening and closing apps. Let's go ahead and look at multitasking on both here. Similar, and again, you can also multitask like this. There you go. All right, looking at the multitasking, so we can just close out of everything. And again, this works like if I was to rotate it like this. You can see how that is. It rotates all around. Let's close out, close out, close out. Do the same here. Close out of everything. Just go ahead and do speed tests on both of them. Now the 6 Plus comes with some apps that doesn't come on the 6. And you can see these apps right here. iMovie, Keynote, GarageBand, etc. Numbers, so you get that. You don't get that on the 6, you get that on the 6 Plus. Let's go ahead and do some speed tests here. So let's open settings. Okay, about the same. Let's open Safari. About identical. Let's open Mail. Again, identical. Phone. About identical. Messages, which should be identical because they're technically the same processor. Facebook. Of course, there's no SIM card in here, so it's not going to load. Reminders. Okay, that was actually a little faster on these 5 Plus. Notes, or the 6 Plus, excuse me. All right, photos. Calendar. Weather. Oh, that was a little cheated right there. Okay, calculator here. If I can find calculator, there we go. All right, so you can see they're similar, right? I mean, it's almost the same phone. All right, let's go ahead and look at the camera on both here. Again, we have done a camera video comparison. You guys can check that out on the channel. They both have photo options, of course. Camera quality is absolutely fantastic on both of these guys. 240 frames per second in terms of video quality. You have the ability to do photo, square, panorama, time-lapse, and video, of course, slow motion. You can see the various filters here. So if you're an Instagram person, you like filters, or you just want to take pictures with filters, you do have the ability to do that while you're taking the photo. So you can see the various different filters here. Of course, you have the front-facing camera on both as well. You see the front-facing cameras, just wave at the camera. All right, now if you want to go to your pictures, you can just click right here. And again, the quality on both of these is really good. Okay, you can see here. You can zoom in. Both. I can share both, and third-party apps don't sync here, but you can share both of them. You have the sharing options here. You can do multiple pictures at a time. And you can't sync third-party apps here, so let's say you have another editing app. You actually have to do it directly through the app. So let's cancel that. Again, you have the editing options, which you can adjust the contrast, you can adjust the saturation, you can crop the picture, rotate it, etc. So you have a variety of different editing options, filters, so that's right there. Okay, again, if you were to multitask, you get your contacts up there. If you click on the contact, you can call them, message them, etc. So that's an iOS 8 feature, not just a feature that's unique to this specific phone. The Touch ID sensor now not only works on the lock screen. Oh, again, look at that. You have the ability to basically double tap. Like, let's say you can't reach the top of the phone, you can just double tap and actually have the phone come down to you. That actually works in the dialer as well. You can see here if I was to go to the keypads, double tap, and you can just easily type and double tap to get the numbers back on the bottom, back up, okay? And of course that works in the notification bar as well. So if I was to double tap on it, I still have access to all my other things. So, you know, they're similar, but they're different. You know, I think the philosophies are different. The user base is going to be different, but nonetheless, they are the same. Again, going to settings here. You can see that the settings are pretty much similar. Touch ID sensor works for passwords, works on the lock screen, works in the App Store. So there's a lot of different uses now for the Touch ID sensor. Simple passcode, you can see that. Allow access when locked, etc. So the Touch ID sensor has improved quite a bit. We're actually excited about that. We're happy because with the 5S it was a little finicky, if I want to use that word, initially, but now it's really improved. Now again, is the 1080p that much better than the you know, suppose it's 720p? It's a little higher than 720p. On the 6, yes, it's a little bit better. But I have found that when just scrolling through page by page, I feel like the iPhone 6 is a little smoother. Again, that's subjective, really. But if I was to take an icon again, put it in another icon, I can create a folder here. And I'm not fans of them putting these apps here. I feel like if people want to download them, they'll download them themselves. I feel like the 6 just feels a little better. It might not be. It might just be a placebo, but to me it feels slightly a bit better in terms of speed. Okay, you can see again just doing things with both of these phones. I can go ahead and load a website here, show you guys pinch zoom, and the pinch zoom is just as good on this. And you also have the ability to request desktop site now with both of them, so that's cool. You can request desktop site, which they didn't have that feature before. Scrolling, I wish they, if we could just, scroll hard and have it scroll to the top of the page with just one hard scroll, it'd be a lot better than having to constantly scroll. But then again, it is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. It's a little nitpick, actually. Video quality is really good on both. Let me go ahead and show you guys here if I turn on personal hotspot. Hopefully this will work. Okay. We're going to go ahead and connect to my personal hotspot here. If I can get that to work, that'd be great. I think I might be out of time, but... And Siri is really responsive on both as well, and I'll go ahead and showcase it here. Tell me the weather. Just a lot faster.
The weather's looking good between today and...
Who is the 16th President of the United States?
Let me think about that.
All right, good. It is working. Okay, so you can see now, Siri.
The answer is Abraham Lincoln.
All right, let's go ahead and do this at the same time here with Siri. Go home. What is 6 minus 6 plus 3 to the second power?
Let me have a look.
Okay, looks like the 6 Plus is having a problem. It might be a network issue more so than anything else.
Sample video with the iPhone 6.
Sound quality, good on both?
The iPhone 6. Just gonna go around here. Zoom in here. Zoom.
Alright, so we're going to close out of both. Alright, you can see the speed differences there. Let's close out of this since it's not wanting to function properly. And Facebook at the same time. Alright, so they're both, again, both really good phones. If you're in the market for one of these, it really is a question of whether you want the really big one or the fairly big, now obviously compared to the 5S, bigger 6. I'm a fan of both, but I am a little bit more of a fan of the 6 than I am the 6 Plus. There's just something about this gold 6 Plus that I'm not too crazy about, but I'm definitely a big fan of the space gray on the 4.7, and I think the space gray on the 6 Plus is also really, really nice. So in terms of just overall functionality and what you're looking to buy, I think both of these are great choices. It really depends on personal preference above anything else. So if you guys have any questions in relation to both these devices, go ahead and ask me in the comment section below. Otherwise, I am Beards with Technibility, your source for no-nonsense tech. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and all that good stuff. Thank you guys for watching Technibility. Have yourself a good one.